back to our RAPANATS trilogy. This is the Burnouts finals with the prize giving and the party skids behind. It's way cool, so park your butt and get amongst this. The whole field's been whittled down from 63 to the top 10 to battle it out to see who's the Burnout King. So some wicked skids coming out right now. So park up and get amongst.
But this is what needs to happen. This is RAPANATS top 10 action. And the drivers have to step it up. Well, to Coleman. Falcon. I said at the start of the day we'd keep an eye on this guy, and here we are. Can he step it up? His top 10 action is done. That small-box shed sounded absolutely sweet the whole time through the skid. Covered the areas like we said that he needed to do. It's still on song as he drives off the pad. Has he done enough? We'll find out. Consistency is key, and he's shown that over the course of today, that much is for sure. But as I said again, we move on. Bryn Playford this time. Another driver who's stepped it up every round, but he's going to have to do it again if he wants to feature. Beautifully presented, supercharged out there. Again, we can't go past the fact he touched the wall, which once again, him, along with a lot of other people today, will be potentially ruining that later. Otherwise, hell of a strong display, but typical for him.
I think the pad's cooled him down a bit, so it's getting a bit more slick. So the second round probably lulled people into a false sense of security with a bit more grip out there than what there is for the finals.
Oh, it absolutely never really got warm out on it. Actually, never really got warm.
Yeah, so still black body radiation, black stuff absorbed.
Damien Hart this time in the VT Commodore. Sean Stewart.
Alrighty, check this out.
Sean
Top 10
Stewart
of RAPANATS. Let's
And
phone
the
us.
starter has been good all day. So all he's got to do is maintain his consistency, and he should be there or thereabouts. And away you go. Now, another guy who's been consistent all day, Braden Smith. Seasoned campaigner, been around forever.
He's used to having a blow-up, but doing quite well in A.
Yep, indeed, that's right. But he's certainly showed he can put that car anywhere he wants on the pitch. Braden Smith did what he's been doing all day. Stay tidy, stay clean, stay consistent. And this is what wins burnout competitions, Anton.
Yeah, consistency gets you a long way.
Okay, who have we got next?
Well, we've got Armageddon coming up.
Okay, well, someone who just annoyed. Fraser, man, he's had two massive performances. In my eyes, probably head and shoulders above everybody leading into the top 10, but it's all. every opportunity he's had over the course of today. I don't know, Tom, did you see anything that he missed? I didn't.
Lots of smoke.
It's the only Ford Toyota we have on the list today. And I tell you, it's performed very, very strongly. But just like everybody else, if he wants to have a shot this
as it has done all day. Yeah, the wind is a beautiful sound up there, 7,000 RPM.
That's one for the Ford fans out there.
Yeah, Ford powered. Coming out before stats.
Okay. Well, look, possibly the two strongest performances so far today. Second only potentially to Fraser question for the judges, but I tell you what, from where I'm standing, that looked all right.
I'm a bit biased because some of my welding's on this car and mine's a good friend, so, you know, I'll be terrible as a judge right now.
My Fitty.
You know it though, you know.
After round one, I said to him in the pits, I said, you're going to have to do that 2 more times. And he did. This time, number 10 out of 10. What's he got to pull out of the bag to put himself up in? He's a previous. I know I've said this 10 times out of 10, Skid, but what do you think about that, RAPANATS? I've said this before today as well. That's Fitznickel just doing what Fitznickel does. I think he stayed clean once again. He was very, very close down the front here, but I was watching the crew and I don't think he touched.
Holy crap, what a massive day at the RAPANATS Burnouts in Masterton. This has just been insane, eh? Top 10's just finished. That was absolutely crazy cool. Crazy cool. Sun's going down. We're about to get in some party skits soon. After the prize giving. Heaps of prizes here. Kim's is right behind this as well, which is really cool. Kim's has got right in here. Massive trophies. This is really cool, eh? There's so much going on here. It's just such a cool event, really is. We've got so much footage to bring out. It's honest to God, eh? What have I had? 4 cameras rolling and heaps of photos. So this is going to be massive, guys. I mean, the crowd's still here. This was packed before, actually, really packed. Wicked. It's been a massive crowd all day in the pits as well, and the dark skies stayed away, so bonus. So rock and roll, prize giving, and then some more skids, just for the hell of it. Rock and roll all. Cheers. Thanks to our sponsors.
Check.
My
Are
God,
we still
couldn't
white
do it
for
without
sound down?
sponsors,
Oh,
eh?
shit, well, yeah,
Kim's
it's quite
Mount
loud
Shop
down there.
and Castle Man Rod Shop. Thank you so much. Get amongst.
Anyway, to the job at hand. Firstly, thank you very, very much for your support, Nigel. Yourself and also your brand is a key part of RAPANATS. We're very appreciative of your relationships. And look, without further ado, the big fella Brett Kenny is going to put his mitt in there. We're going to drive up for a special award.
I saw nothing.
And we've got Blue E33.
Doesn't count.
And we're moving on through E51, blue E51. Oh. Sounds like we've got somebody.
Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah.
You can't trust those rotary fellas.
Okay, we keep on moving through. Blue E28. E28. Come on, someone must have an E28.
Oh, look
Oh,
at
here we go. There we go.
the Southern Man.
Mr. Bull, all the way from the South Island. Everyone, fucking mean. Right. Keeping on going, and we're moving on through E62 this time. Blue E62. Yeah, no, and we move on. E40. E40. E60. Is anyone who's got a ticket out there? Okay, we'll keep going. What do we got here, Brett? I-56. Blue 56. Surely. Oh, we picked somebody out of the crowd here. At least somebody who knows how to read. Another one of our South Island crew.
Yeah.
Hey, cheers guys, fucking mean donkey put on. Unfortunately we had a breakage this year, but we'll be back next year hopefully.
Okay, and we'll keep on moving through. Blue 41.
I'll take it if no one wants
Oh, here we go. Don't feel sorry for you. Okay, we keep moving. Blue 59.
Oh, use the sit anyway.
Mitchell. Sweet lips.
Sweet lips.
Something like that. Good one, Mitchell. All right. Who else wants one? All right, one more to go. Actually, two more to go. Yeah, well done. Good job. Okay. All right. So the numbers are, in fact.
He's got one. I'll just take those tyres, mate.
Okay, Trent, we're into the proper stuff. And just before we start, just before we go on, I'm gonna do my last thank you to everybody. Firstly to the crew, to the sponsors, and thirdly to everybody else. All three of those of the groups of people make this event, and it is the best in the southern hemisphere. Take it from me. I went to Aussie this year. They let me out of the country. They also let me back in, and I saw some of this. And this event is as good. So yeah. So congratulations to everybody. Okay, we're going to start with a Hard Luck Award, and there's a couple of contenders for this one actually, but who's going to take it out today? Come forward please, Arnie Donaldson.
You might need a penalty more than a bucket.
It's all right, I've got my new guard covered.
Hey, well done, guys. We played part and it turned out in the end, it's going to turn shit later, but you know what, well done. Unfortunately, we started off doing what we came to do, and we got some hot advice and that turned to shit. And, but personally, a little bit disappointed. You know, don't mind hitting them back up at the front. Fuck, it's getting emotional. But I think, the sweet stays on Monday. Getting old, man, you know. So we done it. We nailed it, you know. And like true, but we took it on the chin, backed it up, and fucking blew the top.
Hell yeah!
Up the small blocks. We come to a trophy and we fucking got one.
Good on you, Arnie. You true crowd favourite. One of the originals, been around forever. And it showed me that to be the hard luck, but that's rock and roll. Alright, we move on. The crew's choice. Now, I'm not sure if we gave this one away last year or not, whether this is a new one, but it's very much well deserved. So the crew's put their heads together and picked what they felt as a collective was a standout. So please come forward, Rob Simmons and the Frankenstein EA small block shed powered Alpha. Yep, absolutely. Consistent all day and check this out.
Put some love on that pot. Put some love on that pot.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Rob. It's been a pleasure watching you today. Okay, so now we move into one of the most coveted prizes, or the one that comes with a fair bit of kudos, I think it's fair to say. And this is a special one amongst the drivers, and it's the Tippin' King. Now, there's $1,000 up for this one, is that correct? Yeah, it is. Thanks to Alan Pare from Downtime Entertainment. Great partners of ours, great to be involved with them. So, yep, without a doubt, this is a big one. Please come forward for King of the Tippins, Fats Nickel, and the Mr. C-Bomb, Tornado Star.
Oh, well, I don't know what to say, but fuck, one hell of an event, and thanks to all the crew, everybody, my wife, just fuck the support. Alice the fucking world!
right, congratulations, Spats. Well deserved. Okay, so we move on to the four rotor class for the day. Probably one of the classes where collection of drivers probably didn't have the greatest of luck. But that's rock and roll, that's burnouts for you. And please come forward as runner-up in the RAPANATS 2025 four rotor class, Bradley James. Cheers, everyone. Thank you. All right, well done, Bradley. So moving on, and that brings our winner for the 2025 RAPANATS foreign rotor class. Please come forward, Levi Hajnal. Sorry about the pronunciation. I've been struggling with it all day. Levi in the Chevette. Levi's coming, is he? Here he is.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, good day. Fucking send it. Go to the triangles.
Congratulations, Levi. Okay, moving forward to the sixth on the class. Now, I just feel for the judges on this one today. What a job they had. However, they've done the job and they've done it very, very well. So please come forward as the runner-up in the sixth cylinder class at the 2025 RAPANATS. Warren Shercliffe is Justice 6, aka Sally Skids.
You beat the boy!
Thank you guys, really great event. Look out for ourselves next year, we might be a new driver, so thank you.
Okay, congratulations, Warren. Moving up to the winner of our hotly contested six events here at RAPANATS 2025. Please come forward, travel all the way from the South Island, Thomas Dollar. Okay, moving on to the 8th cylinder class. Now, this would not have been any easier to judge than the 6th cylinder class, but for our runner-up in the 8th cylinder class, please come forward, Rob Simmons in the Frankenstein EA Falcon.
Great. Thanks, guys. Fantastic day. Thank you.
Good on you again, Rob. Okay, that brings us on to the winner of our 18 in the class, 2025 RAPANATS. Please come forward, and absolutely well deserved, I think. Rolly Lemon in the Evil Mark 5. Actual forward power for Cortina.
I started on Wednesday and come up here from Chicago, and oh fuck, I'm blown away. Hey, up the fucking pool!
Congratulations again, Rolly. Once again, well deserved. Okay, so it's time for the big show. Now this is the open class, and this is the one that everybody come to see and everybody come to compete for. So please come forward, runner-up the open class, Rapid 2025, my Tarrafiti and the Tinnas Gemini. Strong performances all day, very, very well deserved.
Thank you, everyone. All the boys being here, boys, girls.
Speak up! Speak up! Talk to the mic. Speak up! Good work, brother. All done!
Okay, well there's one left, and it's the big show. It's the big deal. Oh, sorry. No, you're quite right. You're quite right. There is two left. Okay, so first in the open class, please come forward with three massive performances, very strong all day. Fraser Mack and the Devil's Child, holding 1 ton, supercharged small block.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolute legend, isn't it? Congratulations.
You want me to load you up? Are you gonna wait? Come back? I'll wait.
Okay. Now we're up to the big show. Now this is really what it's all about. This is what all the effort was put in from the drivers and the crew and everybody actually, and this is the one that everybody wants. Who's it gonna be? The RAPANATS 2025 Grand Champion, taker home of the big prize. Please come forward, Fraser Mack and the Devil's Child holding 1 ton.
Living the dream, but everybody's singing along. It's okay, we'll all soon be gone. Hey, what's the matter with the bright red lights? Hey, in the moment when the world went blind, but everything's alright. We don't give a damn this time.
be a cowboy, but I can't ride a horse. Wanted to go to school, but I couldn't read a course. Wanted to educate myself, but I couldn't think at all. Wanted to get down, but I was always up and I never came down, yeah. Wanted to be pleasing my knees with the B's and C's of the B's. Had the hell gate with the snake and the